Good morning, everybody. It is January 23rd, 2018. No nice music beforehand or like anything like that today because we had 2 feet of snow, and all I've done is snow blow this morning. I snow blowed before I went to bed, and then I got up and I did it again. And when the snowplows came by, I have two driveways, and both ends when the snowplows come through, I had like 3.5 feet of snow, and had to shovel a lot of that out and then use the snowblower to get those out. If it was just me here, I wouldn't worry about it. But my wife leaves to go to her work at the clinic, so of course I gotta make sure that she can get out. And so I am here. Anyways, hope you all are having a good Tuesday. This is the second to last Tuesday of the month, and let's see what we've got going on today. We're gonna have Redbook coming up at 5 to 8 Central. We also have, excuse me, pull it up here. Yeah, no camera on me either because I need to hit the showers yet this morning. We have a 9 o'clock manufacturing reports, services index, just some not overly wild big news releases, but they are there. Let's take a little stroll through our trades yesterday. We haven't had a lot of activity, not a whole bunch. We were looking at not really doing much with gold, except right now we may have a little bit of a short opportunity coming up here. We'll see. Still, I don't see any good setups on this guy yet. Looking at the 8-hour chart, we're still kind of a little flat there. That is kind of bearish, actually, isn't that? Ends in 30 minutes. Yeah, I'd say if we can get below that, if we put a short at 1335.57. That one may play out. We'll see. Okay, enough on gold there. The euro. We wanted to look for longs above 123.2, which we did not get to. And we want to look for shorts on a break of the 121.8, which we did not get to. So both of those are still in play. We are in a kind of a flag pennant situation here. If we were to draw an angle here, I don't know if I want to count that one, probably not. But if we go from the top of the top of this angle here and across, we will see kind of have a flat level here. See, the area we're looking at here is this arc, and as long as we're going to find resistance there yet, we're going to want to not really do much as we're right here. If there was a nice responsive selling, we would say sure, but since we don't have that right now, we really kind of have to keep the two options open still. What we do have here a little bit is a pivot candlestick forming on this close. So how you get a pivot candlestick is if the two outside of this middle one, so if we're having a bearish pivot, that means that the candlesticks on the side of it, they have lower lows and lower highs of the one before it in the middle. And we do have that. So Generally, what that means is that the buying has exhausted, the attempts to go up higher failed, and that's kind of where we are sitting right now. And it looks like there is a little bit of a struggle right at this level to determine where it wants to go and what it wants to do. This trend line we want to look out for. We could actually, be on the lookout for any break of that. If not, if we get outside this arc, we should expect to see the euro go higher. So again, our trades are still open and active there. We don't have any reason to not see this move break down yet, especially since it is looking like it wants to push up higher. So we shall see. Where are we at now? Looking at the one moment. Okay. Let me. Oh shoot! I didn't write those in there. So we really have the same situation that we did yesterday on the long. Okay. On the euro pound, where are we at there? So we wanted to go short on a pullback towards the 88.1 area. Because when we were talking yesterday, this really did break down quite a bit, but we did not really get back up to that 88.1 zone, which is a little unfortunate. I thought we might want to test up higher there, but we didn't. So, really this is looking like another short opportunity, but we really want to wait for a short on a break and hold of that 87.76. That's what we're looking at. Or again, if we get back up to test this midline, that's a fair area too. Consumer confidence, 9 o'clock. And let's see, come down a little bit farther here. The dollar yen. Where are you at? Oh, there you go. Okay, so we wanted to go long on a break and hold of that 111, which we, yeah, I actually did get in this trade yesterday, and I exited fairly quickly when it came back down here. We did not get a lot of great supportive buying above this angle. It really got rejected, so we're testing back down. This angle is where our short opportunity yesterday was. If we short and a return to the 110.4 area, so that's where we're looking at being short is a break and hold here, because we've got this longer term trend line here that we need to keep an eye on as a supportive area, in addition to this is our I don't even know what that is doing there. Oh, but we've got that support trend line down there. If we break this angle on UJ, then we have a long ways to go before we test the next angle. That is all the way down at 108. Okay, remember that the theory of angles is that when you break an angle, either top or bottom, or the law of angles is that it will want to test the angle below it, which is all the way down here, which happens to be in our square. I believe is that is our 38 retracement, 38% Fibonacci zone in our Gann box, maybe, not quite sure off the top of my head. I have to zoom out more. And auto scale. Yeah, that would be our 3/8 retracement zone. So we do have a ways down on that, and that is a pretty bearish candlestick on the daily so far. If we don't hold support here, this is a good short coming up. Even though we are kind of in these extended areas, we're not below both lines here, and we're not in our technical oversold area on the daily yet. So just be aware of that. But we are close to those kind of zones, so just be careful of how long you would hold on to a short. Oops, want to go back to the hourly. All right. Hang on. Why is it? I'm confused. Give me a second here. Sorry, guys. I think I might have messed up my own square. I don't think I did. Or did I do a lot of this? Apologies while I unmess up what I did. Okay, there it is. All right, excuse me 1 second. Ooh, I thought I had to sneeze there. Guess not. Okay. All right. Now, again, UJ kind of at a important area. If we break and hold below this angle, we need to be pretty cautious about how much farther down this is going to go. If we find a little bit of support, if we don't get a lot of strong sell-off here, we may find some support of buying. We could maybe consider that to be a false break below. Looking at the Bollingers here, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens with this. But the lows of the last of the 16th are right over here. They're below 110. 110.19. So just be aware of that area. There's kind of some interesting zones to look at right now in a lot of these pairs. All right, just not a lot of open opportunities. The New Zealand dollar trade. This guy just wants to continue to scream forward. I had a short at 1335.57. Wait, is that right? Oh no. That was looking at gold. Looking at the wrong thing. 73.1 had a short at, but that just has decided to go into not care zone. Again, we are in a kind of a trend change area for this pair. We are at getting these really high market tops on this big volume here, which is always bearish when you have increasing volume at when you're coming near these all-time highs. That is generally a sign of weakness. Generally it is, but the New Zealand dollar has just really rocket shipped since the 17th of November. It's just gone really in one direction. It's a fairly consistent move, but we are getting near these highs. That angle, the nearest angle that it's going to test is up here. We're in the 7,300 range, so or the 73.8, yeah, or 74. These are the areas we should look at for shorting right now. So no trade until we get to above 0.7382 to 0.74. I always like to see extensions like this in the instruments I trade. I admit to getting in a little early sometimes and suffering some paper loss, but that is the name of the game. But hopefully if we do get any higher, I mean, we've got some bearish price action. We have a lot of divergences everywhere on this. It is just really, really, really super extended. We got divergence on the daily, which is a powerful signal. We've got big divergence on the composite index, which is a big sign. I mean, this is generally what this means is if we don't get a corrective move on this, then I mean, really, we just where price is at right now. If we don't get a corrective move off this level, then this will just shoot up even higher. I mean, we're talking like towards the 80-cent area up here. If it wants to break these highs at 75.5 and test it, then but if we don't get a corrective breakdown by the 31st or so, then we're gonna just keep moving on up. The other trade yesterday was Aussie dollar, and we had that short at 0.80. Where you at? Okay, so we had the Aussie dollar short at 0.806. That has turned out to be working very nicely so far. We did have that head and shoulders pattern I put up here, which I said I don't like those, but gosh, every time I say I don't like those, they always pan out and end up working. So we've had a nice dip on the Aussie dollar, the AUD pair here, 0.44% drop, almost 0.5%. We'll see how supportive. The real area we're looking at for it to break down lower is below 79.68. So if you're still short from the 0.806, which is up here, you've got some nice moves there. So that worked out pretty nicely. Not looking to get back into this. If I didn't even take this trade yesterday. I'm upset that I didn't, but I was focused more on this guy here, this overly extended beast, the New Zealand dollar pair. When this guy finally breaks down, it's going to break down pretty nicely, but we'll have to see. Even if we look at it's divergent it's got monster divergence on multiple time frames, and we just it did a move like this back in June or July last year. Yeah, yep, May into June, and it didn't really stop until almost the beginning of August, almost right at the beginning of August. So we had a big move on this, and we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on what it wants to do. All right. It has had several big drops in the past that it's retraced, but we'll see if this is kind of its value area. We do have a lot of resistance at these price levels. Even the higher we go here, we're getting a little resistance areas. So just keep your eyes on that. So really not a whole ton of activity right now. Let's switch on over to cryptos. Oops. Where am I at? Yeah. So Bitcoin continues to. Oh, I want to show you. We have a couple news articles. So this is one. Could Amazon be gearing up for cryptocurrency exchange? It has secured 3 new domain names. Now Amazon takes everything with that it can with domain names, so just keep that in mind. But Amazon Ethereum.com, Amazon Cryptocurrency.com, Amazon Cryptocurrencies.com. Those are some names that it's registered, and keep your eye on that. There has been talks and discussions that they may start accepting cryptos as a form of payment. We'll see though. But the other kind of bullish news is that we've got NASDAQ is investigating Bitcoin futures that are different to its rivals. So I mean, that's really nothing new as far as crypto news. The NASDAQ has constantly been talking about a futures contract for Bitcoin, over the last year or so. So that's really nothing new there. Yes, and where am I at? Here we are. So Bitcoin. I did some. I'm a lead strategist at a private equity fund for cryptocurrencies, and I share a lot of the same forecasts with you folks that I do with them. And I'm not sure if yesterday I discussed the forecast, but I have a number of price projections in. I gotta pull them up here on how low these cryptos can go in this short term here. So I have Bitcoin. It can go down to the 7,500 and 7,000 value area, which is right down here. That would be a logical place for it to end up because we would be at a confluence of time, price, and momentum. We'd be at the beginning of a new time cycle. A lot of bullish areas right here, a lot of supportive areas right here. So just keep that in mind. The other coins, let's see, if we look at Ethereum, I have it going down to maybe 750. It's definitely the least damaging one out of all of the coins. It has the least movement down, and then Litecoin is the one that has, I think, the most movement. Is that it can go all the way down to 60. All right. Again, why it would stop around this value area is we have this major harmonic zone. We have this supportive arc, or it was actually a resistance arc in a down square, but it's a supportive arc in normal price action. And we're still in this arc with Litecoin. It's not gone out of it. It's still inside of it. So we should expect it to go down even further. All right. If it stayed in this arc for almost 2 weeks, it might want to stay in it for another 2 weeks. It does not exit this square here, or this arc here, until either the price range of 70 or until 10 a.m. on the 27th. So that's on Thursday. No. 27th is a Saturday. So we do have a lot of areas that we could see these guys moving. The cryptos, because you can't short them, there's not a lot to do except wait for these price levels to get there. Otherwise, we just have to kind of wait for a break of, for Litecoin, we got to break above and hold the $211 value area. With Bitcoin, it's the the 12,500 area. We want to get trade above this area, and then we also want to do the same in Ethereum, where we want to get above the $1,000 area. We want to break and hold. Actually, we want to break and hold above 11,000 or 1,186 area. That and those are our ideal conditions. But otherwise, if you have cryptos already, and I'll just tell you my mindset on this, because I have positions in cryptos all over the place. I have Ethereum was one of the late players I got into. I didn't get into Ethereum till the 600s or 750 area, and I have bought on these pullbacks up. Same with Bitcoin. I've been a participant above the $10,000 value area at various times and various pullbacks. But I really am not concerned that cryptocurrencies are going to disappear. I'm not concerned that they're going to, fade away. They're really here to stay. You just have to kind of suffer through these normal market trends and these bear attacks before you see light at the end of the tunnel. We have been in a downtrend for over a month in Bitcoin. So that is a long time for Bitcoin to be in a downtrend. That is the longest time it has ever been down before. It's actually, Bitcoin likes to move in 30-day swings, 30 to 35-day swings, and I'm not too sure if this is. Yeah, we are 37 days into this. Okay, so there's a 42-day cycle as well. Oh man, see, there's so many cyclic analysis with this stuff. There's the 42-day cycle, which ends. Oh man, does it? Oh snap, that is awesome. Wow, that's pretty cool actually. Hold on to this for a moment. I just, there are so many cycles with Gann. Well, actually, there's not so many. There's not a whole lot. It's just that there's a number of cycles that have a lot of similar dates. Wait, I guess that is a lot. Bear with me here while I'm reaching for my notes. So we have a 45-day cycle, which is kind of around there. Yeah, 45-day cycle can reverse trends. It ends blow-offs or very fast movements. Moving from a high to a low in 45 days. Oh wait, no, let's see here. He again called the 45 to 49 day cycle as the death zone due to many blow-offs. All right. Okay, so we also have, let's see. Forgive me, guys. Trying to get the right data, but I don't have those written in there. Maybe they're in here. Well, if I find them, I know that the 42 to 49 days, or there's the 45 to 49 days, and then there's a 49 to 52 day cycle as well. So, that extends all the way over to here. Yeah. So we have a lot of bias for bullish momentum here coming into the future. But for the time being, we should expect some sell-off to continue in Bitcoin and move down further. This is a big area of confluence of time and price right here. So be on the lookout for that. That is on the 29th. So yeah, but quickly right back to our currencies when we're looking at these trades. Go back to the hourly. So where we are with UJ right now, we want to have a candlestick hold and close and trade fully below this angle for the short entry. All right, we want to be careful about getting a short right now, so watch out for that. Gold, dull. The euro, it's still kind of stuck around here. The euro trade, we still want to wait to go long above this and short below this. So just watch this area. I mean, this is just going to coil up here or down here. Watch out for that. The euro pound, we still a short and a break below this line. Keep on the lookout for that. And let's see. Let's look at the pound dollar. Same kind of upward movement here. There is a trade here. I just use that as a trend line. Short at 138.6. Well, actually 138.8. That's not a bad one. Because we are in these extended zones. That is a fairly parabolic move here. There. Again, parabolic moves are changes in an up or a downtrend, but the angles are increasing as you go. So there's our first trend line angle, and then here's our second one. So those are pretty big moves. Just be aware of that. Careful of going long. There's a high chance of a short coming back down to value here. In fact, I don't know why I haven't squared this, but let's square this bad boy from the all right, now where was our last swing? We'll go right here. I don't know if that's enough. Nope. I have to move it over here. And we could use that swing low. Sure. And I don't know why, but I really actually do not like that very much. It seems a little excessive, but the arcs are what's most important right now. So really, as we get farther here, yeah, I mean, this could extend up even higher to the 140 zone before we would have a good thrust down. So we'll have to analyze that. But so I did put a short idea into the trades. So just keep your eye on that because that is a very probable setup here. As we're getting later on into the week, we should expect some type of profit taking and correction on these big moves in these dollar pairs. So just be aware of that as we're going into the future. But yeah, we're getting some good setups today. We have some nice setups happening. Not a whole lot of great ones, but Wednesday and Thursday should provide some good opportunities as well. A little shorter today than yesterday, but that's all right. I hope so the trades yesterday. I hope if some of them didn't work out for you, you got out quick. If they did work out for you, I hope they got you into some profit. Wednesday, probably have a little longer session with you as well. I want to go over. I know that there's a video on the portal about how to square the charts and how I use them, but I also want to go over. But well, you know what? Actually, before I bounce, how about we do this? I have the cloud here. Let's look at current holdings. Let's look at the euro pair. And let's look at Ichimoku clouds on the hourly. So if you weren't here with us yesterday, I was talking about the Ichimoku system and how I have seen others set it up like this, like a multi-time frame cloud system where one of the gentlemen I do some contract work for in some other kind of educational stuff, he reminded me of this type of system. So the Ichimoku system, again, basically, if we're looking at these pairs, is that when it's above the cloud, it's bullish. When it's below the cloud, it's bearish. When it's inside the cloud, it's flat. So right now we are inside the cloud on the hourly. We're approaching some of the same consolidative levels on our 4-hour. So this yellow cloud or orangish huge cloud, that is the 4-hour cloud, and then this darker blue one, purple, is the 8-hour cloud. And so we're looking for a break below or above on the euro at this level. And we want to see that we really only want to do that when this black moving average here, it's called the lagging span, when that is breaking below this as well. That's what we want to see. If we look at our other pairs like the euro pound, this is actually really great short where we're at because we have broken below the cloud on all these time frames. We're still holding, and so really, how do you use like one of the questions some people ask is, well, how do I find my reentry? How do I short a pullback, or how do I go long on a pullback? And when you're using the cloud system, it's really easy. I do not use the other, like the base and conversion lines. Some folks can and have success with it. If I was going to use them at all, I would just use the baseline, not the conversion line. This is my area that I would go when price pulls back to this or the cloud. That's where I re-enter short. So actually, and you can use some kind of common sense too, but this is a perfectly fine shortable area based on the hourly. On the 8-hour chart, if we look here, we are still down in these prices. And actually, that may be a little sneak going on here. Oh yeah, we got some divergence. We have some divergence. Let me write a little note here about this. So if you remember, when the oscillator is showing higher lows All right. And we're getting lower lows in price. That is bullish. That's called a regular bullish divergence. We have a bullish divergence on the 8-hour. We have regular bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And we do not have that on the hourly. So we may have some limited. So how does this play out? So if the divergence kicks in where we're actually going to have some long buys here going into this, we could see a pullback all the way to the 4-hour cloud. So at like the 88.4 zone, we could see that. But we'll want to wait to see how that plays out. But otherwise, just based on the hourly, that is a good short right there on the pound euro. Looking at the other pairs here, we're still kind of accelerated. New Zealand dollar, same story. We got accelerated levels in all of our time frames, and we're above the cloud. Signs of weakness is that we have tested below these clouds and this baseline. Excuse me. And we haven't made a higher high here, so be on the lookout for that. Aussie dollar, where are you at? AUD. Oh, there we are. Further downturn. Okay, so now when this has broken the cloud on the hourly, that's a good shorting opportunity. When it finally breaks, that is a good short. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at this pair here, that the Aussie dollar has a good active short opportunity. Point. All right. So anyways, we should see some of these levels play out nicely. We may be seeing some pullbacks on a lot of these pairs today. That at least looks like the setup. But I mean, there is some news coming out on all of these pairs, so we just have to be aware of that. But I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day trading and keep your heads up. Trade wisely. Don't trade afraid, and don't trade excited. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.